make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door.
That's how that works. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Make Your Day Richer. I'm with Alexandra Miles. Good morning, Alexandra. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you doing? Or if I wasn't good, should I, as we were
That's
saying
true.
before, should I tell you?
we were going to have a therapy session, the two of us, and then we thought, well, maybe we should record it and see what happens. Tell everybody what you do.
Yeah, so I wear a couple of different hats. I am a filmmaker, actor, filmmaker, but my latest hat that I've worn for the past few years, is the founder of a nonprofit. I run a nonprofit organization called Project BLACKBIRD, and we use film, but we use film as a way to connect with different audiences, to destigmatize mental health conversation, to show audiences that everyone, no matter what community you come from, you might struggle with mental health. It's a part of the human experience, to help various audiences see themselves on screen, to help them connect and realize that they're not alone. And we do so through a touring program that goes to different high schools, colleges, communities, and ultimately we provide free therapy for a year, not forever, but for a year.
Listen, I'll take 6 hours of it. It's so important. Like, people don't understand. I've been in therapy since I was a kid, and it's so important. Even if you don't think you have problems, or that, you know, my what I'm going through isn't as bad as someone else's, just speaking and talking to someone is so important for your health.
1,000%. Actually, and you said two amazing things there. One, that nothing has to be wrong. I find that the best time to go to therapy is when nothing's wrong, because first of all, what an amazing real example of self-care to be in a room where you have nothing but the intention of acknowledging yourself and the positives, the negatives. Therapy can be really joyful, and just a reminder to hold on to that joy while it's present, because this too shall pass. Everything shall pass. And then you had another nugget there that I actually forgot, but there was something else in there that will come back to me that you said that I loved. But
call me next week and be like, let me come back on the show. I forgot. Yeah. I remember what you said. Were you, before you started the nonprofit, was your filmmaking focused around mental health initiatives as well, or?
So I was primarily an actor, and Blackbird, the short film, was the first thing that I had produced. I was at a film school, and I had connected with some professors, some local professionals following the film school, and writer who I connected with, who I had followed their work for a long time. I really loved their work. I wanted to create a project. And she said, what story would you like to tell? And I said, well, there's this young woman who I met at a treatment center, and she was kind of my hidden hero. And I think of her almost every day. And I still did and still do. I said, her name is Kendra Williams. We called her Blackbird because she had a tattoo of a blackbird on her neck. And I started telling her the story of this young woman that we based our film around. She currently comes with us on tour. She's a partner. I told her the story, and I gave her my treatment journal from when I was at an eating disorder treatment center. And I said, I can't really describe to you the world of treatment because my mind will probably misremember. I'll probably lie about things not on purpose, but I said some horrible things to myself in my journal, and probably to, it's a very personal thing, and your brain has trouble going back to that space. So I just said, take my journal. This is the person that I want to write about, Kendra Williams, Blackbird. And off she went, and we created that short film. So that was the beginning.
Wow. I used to work for a nonprofit for a long time, and we did arts with long-term adult hospital patients. And so we would do art, music, and writing. And we started an awards ceremony for people who supported us in other ways other than money, to celebrate the people, out there. And we actually named it the Sparrow Awards because of a patient who had a tattoo of a sparrow.
Really?
Yeah. What an interesting,
there's so much meaning.
Similarity.
Synergy. Yeah. I think that's really beautiful, by the way, that you were able to show the importance of non-monetary support. I think I get in my head a lot sometimes. I have this wonderful nonprofit, but I don't have a lot financially myself. And so I do get in my head a lot because I know now how much it means to support a nonprofit, support an organization, support a mission, that I get in my head a lot when I can't support in that way. But I think it's a really good reminder to myself and to a lot of people, if you really care about something, how can you help? How can you support? Even if you don't have the funds, there are so many ways that you can help and make an even deeper impact, actually, than I think just by funding.
Yeah, and that is not to say you should not support what Alexandra is doing financially, because it is also very important to do it that way. And so many people, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole of nonprofits, but so many people don't understand how difficult it is to run a nonprofit and work for a nonprofit. Because you're doing such good work, and it is so hard, the work that you're doing day in and day out, and so often, more than not, you are not compensated for that. And so you should be donating. And that is right at the bottom of the screen to do that. Can you tell everybody about the movie that you're working on now about eating disorders?
Yeah. So the short film that we take around on tour, again, is about this young woman that I met at the treatment center. She was very different than I was. We came from very different communities. My family's from South America. I am faith-based, but a different faith than she is. And she's from the Black community, faith-based community as well. The reason I mentioned that is that in both of our worlds, what we connected so deeply on was, although we came from different communities, we had experienced a lot of shame, similar shame and silence when it came to mental health. And on screen, we were not necessarily represented in the space of mental health. You don't see a lot of people from those communities struggling. You see them in other stereotypes. And so part of the mission really with this feature that we're creating now, we're taking this young woman who we call Alma. So Kendra Williams is the real young woman, but Alma is this character. And we see her life in the treatment center paralleled with her life at home. And you really, it's more of a holistic view of what mental struggle can come from. What I love about this film is it is not hard hitting necessarily in terms of trauma or, oh, that's what you said in the beginning, trauma. You can't compare trauma. And I think something that we often do is say, well, I didn't experience what they did, so how could I be going through this? Or I experienced something worse, how could they be going through it when I went through something worse? Trauma is not comparable. And the human brain is so complex. We internalize things. Every individual internalizes things very differently. And I think what I love about the story that we've created with the feature film is that it's not necessarily, in her case, these large T traumas. It's so many little things that have added up in her world, in how she sees herself, in how she speaks to herself, that have manifested in this way. And it brings, half of it takes place in the treatment center, where you see a multitude of stories, and everyone from various different communities are represented in there. And then the last bit that I think is really exciting is that we've had some wonderful actors and partners come to the table. Those that are Project Blackbird, the tour, we screen a film and then we have a panel, and that panel has different actors, different NFL players and other athletes, different artists. We invite them on the panel at each location to talk about their own experience. As they've come along with us, they become ambassadors for the program, for Project Blackbird. But some of them have also asked to come onto the film. So we've kind of created, we're keeping it in the family, so to speak, and just really wonderful.
Someone told me once that everybody's hell is hot. And when it came to trauma, and I was like, yeah, that's so true. Like, do not compare. It's all relative.
It's all, yes. I like that phrase.
Who are the like the tours for? Like, what age group, and how do people reach out to get one of those?
So who it's for is truly everybody. That being said, who we kind of aim to reach right now, and where the tour is going, we are visiting a lot of high schools and college campuses, and then we really try to reach different marginalized communities that need to hear a message of safety around mental health discussion and that need these resources. Because we provide free therapy, we want to make sure that we're providing free therapy, especially to these communities that are having trouble accessing it, or finding maybe the right therapist. We set up a resource fair in the back of the room as well, where we provide different community specific therapy options and treatment options, because generational trauma can definitely be something that is impacting their experience. So we try to set it up to be mindful of that. But the primary, again, is the high school space, college space, and reaching those different communities, which we've been doing through cities, through the libraries. We've been reaching some of those populations as well. And ways to bring that in and to tie this into what we were speaking about a little bit earlier, with financial and non-financial support. Something that I've been really lucky for is a lot of individuals who have given to us financially. Some of our major donors, it's kind of this full circle family feel, flock feel, where they've given. And then after they've given, I've shared with them actually some journal prompts that our students, that our audience members have filled out, so that they can really see an individual, it's a stranger, but see somebody that they're helping to put in therapy. And then I ask, do you have, because I think that the actual help beyond to financial is important, and I want them to see where their dollars are going. So then I ask, can you help bring this to your community? Are you connected with a high school or a college, or somebody that sits on the board of an organization in your area, or city council, or planning, or community engagement, something. And I found that actually a lot of my donors even then feel better about donating and better about giving, because they're really able to then even attend that event and see the impact that they're having. So it's not just this money that's washed away. You're seeing how you're helping the world.
What have you learned? I mean, that list is going to be a million miles long, but what have you learned over the last couple of years with having the nonprofit?
Oh gosh, yeah, there's so much. The one that I'll mention today is that I've learned that our youth is incredible. I've learned that they are incredibly open. They are so wanting the help. They just don't know where to find it. They don't know how, but they're so open to this idea of change, idea of hope. There is so much hope. And I think the reason that I'm mentioning this one is that I think it's so easy to get bogged down in the pain and the hurt when you talk about mental health, but actually there's a lot of hope. And these students, we talk about social media a lot and the struggles of social media. But one thing that I see that is very hopeful and that I love is that when you go on social media now, a lot of the youth, what they're posting, it doesn't have filters. They're not wearing makeup. They're not trying to be many, obviously it still happens. But a lot of the times when I go on there, I have two younger sisters. When I see what they post, it's a photo dump. It is the good, the bad, and the ugly. They're just themselves. And so I think there's a lot of positivity that I've seen over the past 2 years. And what shocked me is that in our audiences, pretty much every single student is filling out one of those journal prompts by the end of it. The boys, the girls. I mean, even though in the beginning they might be down in their phone, we see their eyes look up, we see their faces look up, and then all of a sudden their pen is to the paper and they're involved and they're engaged. So they want this. They really want the help.
Yeah, I think people are craving connection with other people.
Yes.
And I probably, especially the kids that went through school online during COVID, that had no one, and they were suddenly sitting in rooms by themselves for 2 years going to school, are probably just craving that now.
Yeah, 1,000%.
What is one thing that you could say to someone today that would be great for something positive to do for their own mental health?
Outside of therapy, because I love therapy. Well, on the therapy side, I would say if you are not enjoying therapy, it might be okay to search for another therapist. And I'm not saying that therapist is bad, but I want to remind everybody that your therapist is also human and you connect with every human differently. So therapy should be something that you're excited about, that you look forward to, that feels good. And it doesn't mean, there's going to be a lot of pain in there, but it should be your person that you feel safe with. And so if you're not feeling that, I think it's okay to keep keep searching. But another thing, I sat down and I thought about, well, so I'm anxious, the anxious type. I struggle with anxiety a lot as a symptom. And so I find that I'm constantly thinking in the future, and it has taken a lot of work for me to actually sit in the present and be present. And so I thought about one day, I need to identify what actually do I enjoy genuinely, not things that I think should bring me joy. Like, okay, sometimes vacation does bring me joy, but you spend so long planning a vacation on the beach, and then you're sitting on the beach and you're probably thinking about something else, or like, what do I do? What are we doing later? Where are we going later? Where are we getting dinner? Where are we going tomorrow? Instead of just being on that beach. So do you really enjoy being on the beach if you're not present? So I actually took time to think, what brings me actual joy that genuinely keeps me present? And for me, it was those gut giggles, the laughing so hard that you just can't stop. And quite honestly, I now love, if I need 5 minutes of gut giggles, I will go on Instagram. It's been positive for me because I have in the past been very fearful of social media. I don't go on social media a lot, but I'll scroll through those memes and I just I can't stop laughing, or I'll put on a comedy show or something like that. So finding what it is for you that really brings out that want to be present and want to be in the moment. And whatever that is, pick 5 minutes of your day and lean into it when you're feeling those triggers come up, when you're feeling anxious, depressed, when you're feeling like something just feels off. Just take 5 minutes and do whatever that is.
I like that. Take 5 minutes and lean into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How can people connect with you, support Blackbird Inc.? What's the best way to do that?
To connect with me, my email is actually on our website, but Alexandra at PROJECTBLACKBIRDINC.org. You can follow us on Instagram at Project Blackbird Film. And if you send a message there, you can ask for me specifically. You can ask for somebody else on the team, but my incredible social media team will make sure that you're connected there, and follow along from there or from our website at www.projectblackbirdinc.org.
There you go. It's perfect. Alexandra, thank you for coming on. Thank you for the work you're doing. And I appreciate it so much.
Thank you so much for this amazing conversation. And thank you for all that you do.
Come back anytime you want. We will be right back after this.
Tired of harsh chemicals in your home? Let's change that. At EcoGlow Cleaning, we bring eco-friendly expertise right to your doorstep. We will make your day richer by bringing a glow to your home or office. For over 20 years, EcoGlow Cleaning has been the trusted choice for professional cleaning services in the Charlotte area. From deep cleaning to regular maintenance, EcoGlow Cleaning offers a wide range of services. All services are tailored to your needs and schedule. Our eco-friendly products ensure a healthy and safe environment for you and your family, including your pets. For a free quote, visit our website at www.ecoglowcleaning.com or give us a call at 704-777-9768. EcoGlow Cleaning is a proud sponsor of Make Your Day Richer TV.
Hi, everyone. We are back. Thank you for sticking around and watching. Hey, if you want to advertise on the show, go to makeyourdayricher.com/advertising. Quick little form to fill out. We'll be in contact with you, and you can get your own commercial right here on the show. We've got another advertiser joining very soon. You're going to see a new commercial in a couple weeks. It's very exciting. And as always, we thank EcoGlow Cleaning, say that 3 times quick, for their sponsorship. And they're actually coming to my house today. It's my favorite day of the week is when EcoGlow Cleaning comes to the house. So if you're in the Charlotte area, give them a call, will you? All right. Let's see. Outside of this show, I produce, some people call me the creative director of other shows, live streams, podcasts. And this week, Stacey Andon we're winding down on her 3rd season. And she has Megan Alton on this week. And it's a really, really good episode. Megan was on our show a couple months ago, and that's how Stacey found her. And now she's on her show. So take a look at this clip.
And you could do that all day long, but you're not going to have success if what's underneath those beliefs and what is true for you is this kind of wonky relationship with. I haven't met anybody who doesn't have some level of wonky.
We all do. We all do. And here's the thing: we think that, like, if I feel like controlled or constricted or triggered by money, let's say, I think to myself, well, if I just had more of it, then I wouldn't feel this way. But it's actually sometimes the opposite. If you have a certain feeling with money, like there's never enough, or I'm not good enough, or my business isn't successful, or whatever the stories are that we've tied up with it, if we have more, sometimes it actually amplifies those feelings, even though we think if I just make more money, this will go away. And this is where I was really noticing it's like the more money doesn't solve the problem. It's actually how I relate with money. And
Everyday Enchantment is available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube, which is amazing. Let's see what's going on the last couple days. I left Monday after the show and headed down to, I guess, my in-laws, for lack of a better word, as she was having breast cancer surgery on Tuesday. It all went well. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everybody who sent prayers and positivity. And I know there's a lot of good energy coming her way. So everything went well. What I thought was crazy was they were going to send her home the day of her surgery. Shocking to me. Shocking. But she's home. She's doing well. We're going to go back down there in a couple weeks to spend some time with her. And so thank you, everyone who sent all of the positivity her way. All right, so we weren't here, we weren't live. Yesterday's show was pre-recorded, so we couldn't talk about the election. Now I know nobody's tuning in here to hear my political views, my political beliefs, anything like that. We are here to make everybody's day richer. And I know that a lot of my friends, first of all, if you voted for Trump, congratulations. If you did not, I'm very sorry. And I know it's tough for a lot of people. I have a lot of people on social media who are my friends who are super excited, and also people who are fearing for their lives and their safety. I don't have a lot to say about it. I know that having anxiety over something that may or may not happen in the future is not healthy. And the America you fell asleep in the night of the election is the same one you woke up in the next day. And I think we, as a country, the United States of America, united, need to figure out how to become united again. And I think we have become very divided, and you're not allowed to be friends or like someone if they're voting for this person, and I know all the reasons why, and I understand it. And yet I don't. And we cannot look to one person to fix everything. We have to look at our neighbors. We have to figure out ourselves. We can still be kind as people. You can still be kind to the person no matter what the price of bread and eggs are. There are still going to be people who cannot afford them. And you can still be nice to those people. There are people making $1 billion a minute. And you can still be nice to those people, because you know what? Some of those people worked really hard to get there. And everybody in between. We get to choose to be nice to people. And that's on us every day. And that is a conscious, yes, effort that we have to put out there. We have to be the change. We have to be positive. We have to be nice to one another, And no matter what. Because you don't know what that person, your neighbor, literal neighbor, is going through. And it also doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter who they're sleeping with, what they do for work, and what they do in their free time. Just love people. I don't know. It's so hard for me. I had a really long conversation with my mom this morning. Over it, and she said, he scares me. And she said, it scares me for what he might do to people like you, and there's some fear of, will I be able to get married? as someone who is dating a Black person, what does that mean for them? What does it mean? And we don't know. We don't know. We can guess and we can go by what he says. But we have to have faith that our neighbors and our friends and people will stick up for us and still be kind to us. And so that's it. I don't know. I'm in a fight with my neighbor, my next door neighbor. And I am choosing to be kind from this moment. As I'm talking here, this is all going through my head. And I'm like, you know what? When he waved this morning, I should have waved back at him. And that's what it's going to be. And that's what we all have to choose. Because we can't sit here and judge people and that person's better and this person's better and they're not good enough because they've done this, this, and this. Or because they love someone else. Or because they're this color. Like, we just have to love people. So that's my challenge to you. And it's a challenge. Because we're all born to like judge. And have a prejudice. And be scared of people that we don't connect with. Or that look different than us. Or sound different than us. Or feel different than us. But that doesn't mean they're bad people. Yeah. Let's hope that the next 4 years are some really good 4 years that we can be proud of. That's all I can hope for. That's all we can all hope for. No one votes. I hope everyone votes for the person that they think is going to do the best job. And to think that people would vote for someone who is going to do bad things is like, I can't even wrap my head around that. I think we're all we want the best, right? I don't know. I don't know. I know I do. I want us all to feel safe and be secure and not have to worry about ourselves, our families, how we're going to survive. I don't know. Whatever. It's too much. It's too much. I think it's set up as a ridiculous system in the beginning to begin with. The fact that you have two choices. And in the United States, I keep thinking about that, the United States, that it's set up to split us down the middle, to divide us to begin with, and we have to choose. It's crazy to me when we're all supposed to be working together. Isn't that what this is about? Working together. We should vote on the top two, and then those two should go in and have to work together. That's what I think. You know, Trump had the most votes. So maybe he has like this much more power, and then Kamala gets to come in, and they have to work together to make it all, to bring us all together. Because that's what we need. We cannot continue to hate each other. It makes me so sad. So sad that I feel judged because of who I voted for, and that I'm judging other people by who they voted for. And that's it. When we're both voting for the person who we thought was going to do the best job. I wouldn't want the job. Would you? Who would want that job? The level of narcissism you have to have, even to want to be president. Like everyone says that when you're a kid, right? You want to be president. But as an adult, who would want that job? Who really thinks that they are good enough, powerful enough, smart enough to do that job? That is also crazy to me. That seems insane. I don't know. And everyone thinks like Oprah, like how big Oprah's head is. Imagine that you're like, I should be doing that job. No. Half the time I don't even think I should be doing this. Whatever. Anyway, that's my spiel. And I voted for the person who I thought was going to protect me and my loved ones and my family. And you just hope that you can continue to live a really good life, no matter who's in there. Anyway, the point was that we can't sit here and live in fear of what could happen. You can prepare and you can plan, but to be scared every day is not going to change anything except your own health. And then you're going to be in the hospital with a giant hospital bill that you can't afford. So stay healthy. Breathe. Meditate. Turn off social media. Don't turn off this show, though. And color. Listen to music. Go to theater. Do the things you love. And love the people you love. And don't let that stop you. All right. On tomorrow's show, because there's a really good play this weekend in Rock Hill at the Rock Hill High School, Alondria and Herschel will be here. Alondria is the writer and producer of a play called First Lady. Herschel is one of the actors, and we're going to talk to both of them about it tomorrow. It's a really, really good play. That's this weekend, Saturday, at the Rock Hill High School. Tickets, hopefully, are still available. And that's who's here tomorrow. So I love you. Go make your day richer. Go make someone else's day richer. You've made mine by sticking around, and we will see you tomorrow, everyone. I love you. Goodbye.